Hey explorers, I hope you're having a great day, great weekend, whatever day of the week it is, I hope it's doing you good. But today I'm going to take you to Wolf Mountain Vineyards. This vineyard is about an hour outside of Atlanta, hour north in Dahlonega, but I'm going to take you out there. I'm going to do a wine tasting. The tours are currently closed due to the pandemic, and have lunch and then come back home. So it'll be a nice getaway from the city for a few hours, and I hope I enjoy. So I will see you at the vineyard after I get my nails and eyebrows touched up. See you there. All right, it took me a little over an hour and a half to get here because of traffic. It is Labor Day weekend, so I don't know if this is a normal occasion, and it's Saturday. But yeah, hour and a half. There's traffic lights along the busy road to get here. So yeah, it took longer than expected to arrive, and the parking lot is pretty full. So I'm going to go in. It's 12:30. I have reservations for lunch at 2, so I'm going to go in and do a wine tasting and enjoy. And when you come in, it's a one-way road around, and it is a crazy steep hill once you come around, like crazy. Like, you cannot go fast. You better go like 1 mile per hour. But let's go enjoy the winery for a few hours.
Two sparkles, 2 whites, and 2 reds. And this one we have 2 sparkles, 1 white, and 3 reds. So it's all based on preference. This one's 20, this one's 30. If that helps.
Yeah, I want more red. So
More reds?
yeah, I'm gonna get this
so
one.
one plateau?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be 30 even.
All right, I'm picking up my first drink, which is the Reserve Cuvée Brut. This is a barrel fermented drink and aged in 100% new French oak for 5 months. It offers delicate oak tannins, giving the base wine more body and complex vanilla, and spice notes building to a dry, crisp finish. All right, explorers, before we get into the wine tasting, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and a notification bell right next to it so you can stay tuned and be notified of each week's video. Videos come out every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, let's head to the winery. So this first wine is a Reserve Cuvée Brut. He said it's kind of like a Chardonnay base. All right, off to taste my second wine, which is the Vintner's Reserve Brut Rosé. Their Vintner's Reserve Rosé is made by adding a small amount of their Reserve Claret to the dosage in order to produce a beautiful light salmon color. This process adds more complexity and red berry flavors to the sparkling wine without overwhelming the delicate flavors in the Chardonnay base wine. This wasn't one of my favorites because I'm not a big sweet wine drinker, but it was pretty good. It was decent, but still not my favorite. All right, time for number 3, which is the Plateau Blanc. The Bonheur family is proud to release their limited bottling of Plateau Blanc. This wine represents a unique blend of locally sourced Petit Masson, Viognier, and Savagnin grapes, which were co-fermented in stainless steel and aged in neutral oak at the 1,800-foot elevation of the Dahlonega Plateau. The resulting assemblage developed complex tropical fruit overtones with a crisp finish for your enjoyment. This one was pretty decent for a white wine. All right, we're starting the red wines now with number 4, which is Instinct. Instinct is an excellent full-bodied red wine from their family estate vineyards. This wine is a complex signature blend of Touriga Nacional, Tannat, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Syrah. These varietals were aged for 12 months in Hungarian and American oak barrels, then blended and aged an additional 24 months to aid in the integration of flavors. The resulting assemblage is rich with dark berry fruits and licorice flavors, which builds to a long, well-rounded finish. The bartender said some people taste the licorice and some people do not. Luckily, since I don't like licorice, I was not able to taste that flavor. Thank goodness. So yeah, the Instinct was not my favorite. It was very disgusting and it was my least favorite out of all the wines I tasted. Now on to the Claret. This bold family estate grown reserve is a blend of predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, offering robust tannin and blackcurrant flavors. This blend includes tannin and Malbec, which is my fave, adding rich berry notes and intense tannins on the finish. These varieties were aged for 12 months, then blended and aged an additional 24 months in 100% new American and French oak barrels, which impart rich vanilla and cedar notes. This turned out to be my favorite drink throughout the tasting. As I mentioned at the beginning, there would be 6 wines that I would taste. I ended up not tasting the 6th one because it was a dessert wine. I don't like sweet wines, and I did not want to be tipsy driving home. So off to lunch, where I ended up ordering the W&V duck burger, and it was reasonably priced, just like everything else on the menu. And the duck burger was delicious, and it looks delicious, and duck is something that I can't find in the U.S. as frequently, so that's why I had to order it, and I was quite pleased. But now on to COVID-19 safety at the vineyards. So they have reinforced, per their website, existing sanitation procedures and implemented new precautions in order to help their guests and employees feel as safe as possible. They have retrofitted the winery in anticipation of the COVID-19 protocol going forward. They are practicing social distancing by seating tables 6 feet apart and also offering to-go pizzas for picnics on their 25-acre estate. They ask that you follow all current mandates, which limit group size and require all high-risk, elderly, and anyone with symptoms or who are sick to quarantine. There was no posting or mandates about wearing masks. I would say probably 70 to 80% of the guests there did not have masks on, but all of the workers did. The tables in the dining area were probably 6 feet apart, but not in the tasting room. So it was very concerning in the tasting room of how close people were and how many people were in there. But with that said, let's go outside and see the beautiful views of North Georgia here at the vineyards. All right, explorers, so I enjoyed my afternoon here at Wolf Mountain Vineyards. A few things to note. One, their busiest day is Saturday, so it was very crowded in there. So if you want to come out and not have as a crowded experience, come Thursday or Friday, and that's what the bartender told a person near me. They are open Thursday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Number 2, get here early if you want to do a wine tasting, because wine tastings stop at 4:45 p.m. They cut you off. And they want to make sure you have a safe drive home, so they do offer to find you a taxi service, but it's so far outside of the city, I would not recommend it. So I would recommend getting here, doing the wine tasting first, and have lunch or brunch afterwards. Number 3, make sure you make reservations for your eating arrangements. Make them at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance. That's how far in advance I made my reservations to eat lunch. And lastly, try to come as early as possible because the traffic getting out of the city to come here is very packed and the parking lot is kind of small. So if you get here later in the day, you may have to walk far out to your car. I did see a golf cart trafficking in people from their parking space to the winery, but like that's not always available. So I would definitely recommend coming as early as possible, and then you also can avoid the traffic. So those are the few things I have to note about the winery. And lastly, this is last for real. The wine was incredible. I don't like white, so I was not a fan anyway, but I definitely love the claret. That was my favorite. I thought about buying a bottle, but I have bottles of wine at home, and it was like $47 a bottle, and I just didn't want to spend that today. But I did really enjoy myself, and hopefully one day we can come back and like do a tour here, but tours are currently off limits thanks to COVID. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell right next to it. And also make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and your social media networks. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are.